everyone, I'm Barnabas Barnes, and I'm your Colonial News Network Senior Political Analyst. I'm here covering the debate tonight between George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, and Gerald Trump. This should be an interesting night filled with some extremely important information. The three candidates all seem quite qualified and are very aware of the momentous occasion. Stay tuned during the debate for my reports throughout the night. Now let's kick it over to Abigail Adams and the 1789 presidential candidate.
Welcome all. My name is Abigail Adams and I will be moderating tonight's first ever presidential debate. This evening we will witness history as George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, and Gerald Trump battle it out in hopes of winning the election. Key issues will be addressed and each candidate will have a chance to show why they should be America's first president. Let's start off the evening by giving each candidate an opportunity to say their opening statements. Mr. Thomas Jefferson.
Thank you, Mrs. Adams. Over the past 10 years, we as independent colonies have fought to make this land prosperous, accepting, and self-sufficient. America has had quite the journey through the Revolution, the aftermath of the Articles of Confederation, and now we are figuring out how to reform our government to continue our success. The first president must be able to lead through these tough times, which I am more than capable of doing. After all, I was the one who declared our independence from the British Crown.
Thank you, Mr. Jefferson. And Mr. Washington?
This country, this brand new nation, which every last man has battled long and hard to sustain, is in need of a leader to guide us through these uncertain beginnings. Yes, I have been most modest during the Revolution, which I was chosen to lead, but I am ready to continue supporting this great nation and making it even stronger than before. I am an outstanding leader. In fact, you are the ones who insisted that I ran, and I am more than ready to uphold your faith in me. It is my pleasure to fulfill these duties that you invested to me without being a controlling monarch. We have difficult choices ahead. Either Jefferson and I can or will succeed, but I also want you to appreciate what my other valuable candidate, Gerald Trump, has to say.
Thank you, Mr. Washington. And finally, Mr. Trump.
Look, America's great. We all know this. It's an amazing economy. We did a great job building it up. But now it's time to get back on track. I have a plan that we will enact. It will work. It's how to deal with our Constitution and England. And I pledge as president that there will be no women's rights.
Thank you. Now that we've heard from all of our candidates, let's take it over to our CNN senior political analyst, Barnabas Barnes, on scene at Valley Forge. Barnabas?
Hello everyone, I'm live at Valley Forge where George Washington housed his soldiers during the Revolution. Washington was the general of the colonial militia and was able to defeat Britain during a brutal war. Meanwhile, Jefferson was writing the Declaration of Independence declaring our states free of Britain.
Thank you, Barnabas. Welcome back. We will now begin with the question and response portion of this debate. Starting with a question to all three candidates, why do you believe you're qualified to be president, and what have you done for the good of America? Mr. Washington, would you like to start us off?
Thank you, Abigail. As many of you know, I was the general of the Continental Army that fought the British for our independence. I led my troops to a victory, not only for them, but for America. On the morning of Christmas Day at 4:15 in the morning, my militia, which was then depleted to nearly 2,000, and I climbed into a small, inconspicuous boat and crossed the treacherous, ice-filled Delaware River. We'd been pushed back from New York, through New Jersey, and into Philadelphia. My men were tired and they were cold. They wanted the war to end, but the momentum shifted. I devised a plan to attack the drunken, hungover Hessians in their encampment across the river in the Trenton, where we were victorious and began to win the war. I led my men to an overall victory at the Battle of Yorktown, where we coerced the French to joining us, defeating the British. My experience in the heated battle gives me an advantage in the office, knowing how to keep a level head.
Thank you, Mr. Washington. Mr. Jefferson?
When I was only a young man, John Adams and Ben Franklin personally selected me to write our formal Declaration of Departure from England, now known as the Declaration of Independence. I spent days pouring my heart into the document for it to be passed 12-0. From that moment, we just had to prove that we were not joking around about our intentions. I left that part up to Mr. Washington. I was the one to get the ball rolling to Congress, and I believe that it is a central quality in being president. A president should be able to take charge and do what others won't, like standing up to a man's inalienable rights and knowing when enough is enough.
Thank you, Mr. Jefferson. And lastly, Mr. Trump.
Listen, I know business. I started and built the most successful tea company in the colonies from the ground up, made a name for myself. I know economies, I know business. I have a plan that will make America great again before the decade's over. And if you ask me, none of my businesses have gone bankrupt.
All right then. Thank you. Let's head to Barnabas, who's standing by outside the Capitol building. Barnabas?
Thank you, Abigail. I'm here at the Capitol building where our Congress is meeting to discuss the final results of the debate. I hear they think that Trump guy is actually pulling away with it. Who knew? Washington makes a strong point about leading his troops, but Jefferson really recovered with his Declaration of Independence argument. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Barnabas. We will continue with our next question for the candidates. How did you feel your revolutionary actions have helped support your political party?
One of my favorite memories from the Revolution was at Valley Forge, but not for the reasons you might think. I valued that winter because of the way my men stuck it out and cared for each other like brothers. That's what I want America to be like. I want our states and citizens to be one people. Without political parties are unnecessary, tensions between citizens, and will not create the atmosphere we need to continue to benefit this country.
Thank you, sir. And Mr. Jefferson?
Though it may appear that my grand comrade is the hero of this nation, my claim is false. In fact, he required assistance from both Marquis de Lafayette and General von Steuben to pull our army into shape. He couldn't even do it himself. I, on the other hand, would never stoop so low. During this revolutionary time period, I was serving the prosperous state of Virginia's legislature. During my time there, I served to help the people's founding fathers and fight for the institution of republicanism, which will give power to the people.
Thank you, Mr. Jefferson. That's it for questions.
Excuse me, I didn't get to say.
Let's see what Barnabas has to report for us now.
I'm here in front of Buckingham Palace, and inside you can actually hear King George III pacing back and forth and screaming about how he lost his colonies. It's pretty heated in there. For this debate, I'm feeling more and more certain that Sir Gerald Trump could actually take the first ever presidential election. Back to you, Abigail.
Now for the last question of the night. What is the most important thing to the revolution and America earning its independence?
I believe the most important thing for America earning its independence was the very first battles at Lexington and Concord. This battle signified us coming together as one people and one nation. We fought and battled through, even though we were the underdog, and really showed what we were made of. After that, I had to give a hand to my men. Only they could truly dig deep enough to defeat the British monster, and I'm grateful every day for their ability to do so. Community, family, and mutual love between brothers and comrades was the most important thing for this revolution.
Well said. Mr. Jefferson, your response?
Honestly, for me, the biggest impact before the first shot was ever fired were the incredulous taxes the British Crown imposed on us. The Stamp Act, the Sugar Act, the Tea Act, and the Townsend Acts were completely and utterly unacceptable, but our response was not. We stood up for what we believed in, showed our true courage and resilience, and made our purpose known. The ability to fight for yourself with words and reason far outweighs the ability to fight for yourself with guns and cannons.
Thank you, Mr. Jefferson. I may regret this, but Mr. Trump.
Listen, we should have gone with my plan. We should have built the wall. The redcoats were coming. We all knew that. So we should have built the wall to keep them out. They took our jobs, they took our livelihood, they took our women, they took our money. If the wall had been up, none of this would have happened.
Thanks. That's a wrap for tonight's debate, everyone. You have heard the candidates give their plans, good or bad, speak their minds, wrong or right, and prove their capabilities true or not. It's all up to the American citizens to decide now. For closing remarks, let's take it to CNN senior political analyst Barnabas Barnes. I'm Abigail Adams, and from everyone here at the Colonial News Network, have a great night.
Now, America, it's time for your voice to be heard. You can deliver your opinions regarding the presidential debate via horseback using the hashtag #FirstDebate. We from CNN would love to hear what the people think. For Barnabas Barnes reporting from Valley Forge, thank you for watching and have a good night.
As the underdog
We will continue on.
was during our brutal winter at Valley Forge, but fought and battled hard. And
Thank you, Barnabas. Now let's start off. Oh my God! Wait,
Though it may appear that my grand comrade is the hero of this nation, Though it may appear that my grand comrade is the hero of this nation, that claim is false. In fact, he required assistance from both.
Can I go?
Part into the document for it to be approved. 12 to none. That sounded weird. Sorry. 12 to none. From that moment, we have just had what? Days pouring my heart into this document for it to be approved. Stop it, Jonathan. I see what you're doing.
What did I do?
You have the gavel up your throat.
I don't have the...
Sorry.
Okay. Thank you, Barnabas. No, shh, I didn't do the gavel thingy.
We will enact my plan. It will work. I forget what the rest was.
He's invested to me to
Thank you, Mrs. Adams. Over the past 10 years, we as independent colonies, I forget what I was going to say. Quite the journey through the revolution, the aftermath of the art.